Ram Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today is Saturday, 25th of October. It is Kartika Masa, Damodara Masa, Sukla Paksham, Chaviti Tithi. And there is one event today. So today is disappearance day of Srila Prabhupada. So devotees are fasting until full fasting until afternoon, until 12 o'clock. Okay, so we shall read some lines from about Srila Prabhupada's pastimes. But there is a lot of information. It is a big read. Maybe we have what elaborate. Maybe we can spend some time later on. But we shall read little bit for today, and also we would also see the pastimes of Srila Prabhupada while leaving his body, and also that 5 minutes video, his last instructions to all of us. Okay, so this is about Srila Prabhupada's disappearance day. So once we complete our Bhagavatam and then Damodarastakam, later on we will take a big read on this one. So we will go through all Srila Prabhupada's pastime. Okay, so just to going back to the last statement, see, at the Srila Prabhupada's last time is Srila Prabhupada residing in the holy Dham of Sri Vrindavan on Monday, November 14th, 1977 at 7:30 p.m., which fell upon the Chaturthya of Gaura Shukla Paksha. Mool Nakshatra gave up this mortal frame surrounded by loving disciples engaged in Harinam Sankirtan, the congregational chanting of the holy name. Translating Srimad Bhagavatam up until the very last breath in a peaceful condition and with the holy name on his tongue. Srila Prabhupada passed from this world in Vrindavan Dhama to rejoin his worshipable Lords Shri Shri Nitai Gaura, Shri Shri Krishna Balarama, and Shri Shri Radhe Shyama Sundara in their eternal abode. He reasons ill who tells the Vaishnavas die when thou art living still in sound. The Vaishnavas die to live and living try to spread the holy name around. So this is poem by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Okay, we shall come back to this one. So after our daily Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, that is from your perspective. So we shall move into our daily Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, so conversations between Vidura and Maitreya Muni. So Vidura has inquired a few questions and Maitreya Muni has answered, and then later on Vidura, he is appreciating that, oh my dear Maitreya Muni, all my doubts have been completely cleared. So by your words, they're perfectly befitting, and my mind is entering into your instructions very nicely, like very deep into your instructions. He was mentioning Sanchinnaha samsayo mahim tava suktasina vibho. Tava suktasina vibho. Your words are just like a sharp-edged knife. Tava suktasina vibho. Ubhayatrapi Bhagavan Mano me Sampradhavati. So I understand about the living entities and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. My mind is entering deep into those topics. And then he glorifies Maitreya Muni. Saviyated Vyavhutam Vidvan. You have well said, O learned person, O learned Brahmana, Vidvan. Saviyated Vyavhutam. Na Atmamaya Ainam Harehe, Abhati Apadham Nirmolam, Vishwamolam, Nayad Bahihi. All these things are happening in this material world. Apart from external energy of the Lord, there is no other reason. Likewise, Vidra mentions. And then today, again, Vidra is mentioning one more point. It applicable to every one of us. In this material world, there are two kinds of people. They always happy. One is the person is the Paramahamsas, who are above the intelligence they're in the transcendental situation. So they're surrendering themselves unto the Supreme Personality. They're always happy, irrespective of the situations of this material world. Other people, like the foolish people, they're also enjoying very nicely, just eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, and indulging in all kinds of things, and then enjoying. But there are a few people, they are suffering in this material world, very middle class people. They do not do lower things, and at the same time, they cannot elevate themselves upwards as well. So there, they are suffering most. That's what here today Vidura is mentioning about them. So they need to inquire about the Brahma. This is Atato Brahma Jijnasa. So likewise, Vidura started mentioning about those people, three kinds of people: foolish people, Paramahamsas, and middle class people, middle people who are suffering the miseries. Here we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, chapter 7, and verse number 17. यश्च मूढतमो लोके यश्च बुद्धेः परङ्गतः तौ सुखं येधेते क्लिश्यति अन्तरितो जनः यश्च मूढतमो लोके यश्च यः यः is the one who is yascha also modhatamaha, the lowest of the fools. Modhatamaha, one is a moda and the other one is tama, two things. Moda is the already full, tamaha is the ignorant, he is the lowest of the fool. Yascha modhatamo loke, this is one kind of people. Yascha moda tamo loke, yascha buddhehe param gataha, second level of people. Yascha, so in Yascha is the and one who is buddhehe parangataha, buddhehe of intelligence, parangataha. He has transcended all this. What is intelligence also? Okay, so this is paramgataha, who has gone above the three material modes of nature. And tau ubhau sukum edhete, tau ubhau. So both of them, tau of them, ubhau both, sukum edhete, they both enjoy very happily in this material world. One is the this lowest of the fools, and another one is the Paramhamsas. Klishyati antarito janaha, antarihito, in between, antarito, situated between janaha, the persons, between the foolish, the lowest of the fools, and Paramahamsas, those are middle people. Klishyati, Klishyati, they suffer middle miseries. One side they wanted to go upwards, at the same time they don't want to leave the family attachments and material things. Okay, in such a way they suffer. यश्च मूढतमो लोके यश्च बुद्धेः परमगतः तौ उभौ सुखं येधेते क्लिश्यति अन्तरितो जनः. The translation: both the lowest of fools and he who is transcendental to all intelligence enjoy happiness, whereas persons between them suffer the material pangs. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So can I request Sanchita Mataji to read this purport, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you. The lowest of the fools do not understand material miseries. They pass their lives merrily and do not inquire into the miseries of life. Such persons are almost on the level of the animals who, although in the eyes of the superiors are always miserable in life, are unaware of material distresses. A hog's life is degraded in its standard of happiness, which entails living in a filthy place, engaging in sex enjoyment at every opportune moment, and laboring hard in a struggle for existence. But this is unknown to the hog. Similarly, human beings who are unaware of the miseries of the material existence and are happy in sex life and hard labor are the lowest of fools. Yet, because they have no sense of miseries, they supposedly enjoy so called happiness. The other class of men who those who are liberated and are situated in this transcendental position above intelligence are really happy and are called Paramhansas. But persons who are neither like hogs and dogs or on the level of Paramhamsas feel the material pangs, and for them, inquiry about the Supreme, the truth is necessary. The Vedanta Sutra states, Atho Brahma Jigyasa. Now one should inquire about Brahman. This inquiry is necessary for those who are between the Paramhamsas and the fools who have forgotten the question of self realization in the midst of life in sense gratification. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. The here Prabhupada is describing about the two kinds of people. And in the Bhagavatam, when Sutta Goswami describes Nayadvachitra Padam Hareresho Jagat Pavitram Praguni Hidakarit Tadbhaisam Tiddam Mushanti Manasa Nirimanti Esaksha these Paramahamsas, they do not take pleasure in the lowest things, but Tadbhaisam Tiddam, but the people in the mode of ignorance, they take enjoyment in the filthy things like the crows. Tadbhaisati Tiddam. So this is two kinds of people. So the Goswami initially he started saying where they take pleasure. Tadbhasati musintimansa nayatra hamsa nirmanti usukshayaha. Hamsas, this Paramhamsa, two kinds of birds. One is crows and the one is the swans. They hear the lowest fools do not understand the material miseries. They pass their lives merrily and do not inquire into the miseries of life. So this is most 99% of the people, they are always enjoying like this. So as soon as they wait for the time, as soon as the day is coming to the end, evening, they go for different kinds of nonsensical activities, which are not transcendental, which does not take them to the to cross material essence, like birth, old age, disease, and death. So they always enjoy, and some people go spend time with the family members like that. So where they spend time, that is important. Such persons are almost on the level of animals, who, although in the eyes of superiors, are always miserable in life, but they are not aware of material distresses. But Paramhamsas, they can see everyone in a different view, high level view. But here, these people, they think that they are enjoying. Just comparing with the hog's life. These pains and pleasures, they are equal to the hogs and the humans and everyone else. Nayam deho dehavadin duloke kastan kaman arhate vidbhujam ye. These pains and pleasures, kastan kaman. Kastans means difficulties or troubles. Kaman, desires, are so many things, desirable things. They are common to even the stool eating pig. Vidbhujam ye. So there are, so here, but hog's life is degraded in the standard of the happiness, which entails living in filthy place, engaging in sex enjoyment at every opportune moment. So this is under laboring hard in struggle for existence, but that is unknown to the hog. So they are people also this material world. Nidraya hrite naktam vyavayena cha bhavayah. Devacharda ehya rajan kutumba bharanenava. So in the night time, nidraya, sleeping. When they get the time is changed, but still they wanted to use that 1 hour of additional time for sleeping purposes. Even some devotee was mentioning that this is for reading purposes, something like that, for devotional. But nidraya hrite naktam vyavayena chavavayah. So this is the life of such an envious householder is passed at night, either in sleeping or in the sex indulgence. Vyavayena chavavayah. Divacha adda yihya rajan. In the daytime, divacha adda yihya rajan. Adda is earning money in this material world. Parikshit. Likewise, Sukadeva Goswami says, Kutumba Bharani, always very busy in engaging in the materialistic activities. It at every opportune moment, laboring hard in struggle for existence. Okay, and are happy in sex life and hard labor are the lowest of the fools. So they are always engaged in Deha Patyakalatradishu Atmasainyeshu Asatwapi Tesham Pramatva Nidhanam Pasyannapi Napasyati Deha Apatya Kalatradishu. Deha is the body, Apatya is the children, and Kalatradishu, wife and so many home and all paraphernalia required. Atma Sainyeshu and his body itself. Sainyeshu, they're all like they are going to help him. Sainyeshu, Asat Api. Asat means they are not permanent. They will come and go. It appears that it belongs to you, but it is kind of a wave covering. It is illusory energy of the Lord. Atma Sainyeshu Asatwapi. Once you leave the body will be decomposed and all the related to things. Um, सानुबन्धस्य धुर्मतिः यद् यद्अध्रुवस्य देहस्य सानुबन्धस्य धुर्मतिः ध्रुवान्यमन्यते मोहात् गृहक्षेत्रवसूनि च. So this is all illusory energy of the Lord. So this is what Tesham Pramatva Nidhanam Pastinnapi Napasyati. Even they are saying that everyone in front of him, so many people are dying. What is happening to themselves and what has happened to their relatives, family, children, and everything else? What they are doing about himself? No one does care. No one care about it. Even if we see, once our ancestors they leave their body, the children coming in the next generations, gradually remembering about them, it will fade away. No one would care about him. One has to focus 100% on himself, what he is. But of course, when he focuses himself, then he would also reflect the same thing to help others as well, his dependents. Okay, so this is the way of miseries of the who are unaware of the miseries of material existence and are happy in sex life and hard labor are the lowest of the fools. Yet, because they have no sense of miseries, they supposedly enjoy so-called happiness. Okay, so that is what they derive the happiness. So, and apart from those people, those who are liberated and are situated in the transcendental position above intelligence are really happy and are called Paramahamsas. Paramahamsas could see themselves because their senses cannot disturb them. That's why they're called Goswamis. They're called Goswamis who have conquered their senses and who have conquered all the material desires. And they do not have anything, but they wanted to engage themselves in the uh, devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So again, Atma Ramasya Muryo Nirghandapi Guru Prame Kuravante Ahitikim Bhaktim Ittam Bhuta Guno Harihi. They will always sing Atma Ramas, Paramahamsas. Tada Paramhamsanam Muninam Amalatmanam Bhakti Yoga Vidhanardham Katham Pashyami Histriyaha. So the Lord appears for the sake of these Paramahamsas. Paramahamsas, they take pleasure in the Lord and his pastimes and in his devotees to take part in each and every pastime. So this is in such a way they engage. They're really happy and are called Paramahamsas. So, but persons who are neither like the hawks or dogs or nor on the level of Paramahamsas, these are the middle class, middle people. They feel the middle pangs. And for them, inquiry about the supreme truth is necessary. There is a chance for them that they can go upwards or go downwards. If they're inclined towards the pious things, they go upwards. But it will take a lot of time unless if they take the right spiritual thread. And here Vedanta Sutra states that Adato Brahma Jijnasa. Now one should inquire about Brahman. But how many people they would inquire about Brahman? No one, because as long as if we observe so many people, we also were part of in those categories once upon a time. But somewhere or other, we have come across some of the devotees of the Lord. So that little fire, it has touched us. And then gradually it is burning little bit. But people who are not touched very cold, they cannot take to Krishna consciousness. It is they are always going to the office, working very hard, earning money and paying the bills and taking the family, children to so many things. At the end, they get how much balances they have got in the bank. So everything will be melted at the end of the month. And they have what they have achieved at the end of the month or end of the year. They have eaten, they have slept, they have passed their life, and they have lived in a home. That's all. Such kind of things happen any part of the world, not only in this country, but here there is no peace of mind at all. Always anxiety. What is going to happen? So this is called miseries. Klishyati antarito janaha. They are suffering with so much of miseries. So one has to inquire. This inquiry is necessary for those who are between Paramhamsas and the fools, who have forgotten the question of self-realization in the midst of life in sense gratification. Okay. In such a way, people, it's a practical reflections. Okay, but everyone are entangled like that. But we are trying to go towards it, a little bit engaging ourselves in the devotional service, little bit. But we are in the right path. That we can say, we cannot say that we have achieved highest perfection. We can say that we are in the right path with proper determination. Okay, so one has to change their diversion of life for the happiness, permanent happiness. That is from Srimad Bhagavatam. If here Vidra is mentioning about those people. यश्च मूढतमो लोके यश्च बुद्धेः परङ्गतः तब उभौ सुखं ये धेते क्लिश्यति अंतरितो जनः. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. We shall move to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. Okay, so today letter to Gurudasa, December 5th, 1970, Indore. Okay, it's not a big letter. So can I request any unallocated devotee to read this letter? Do you have Chandrani Mataji? Would you like to read this letter, Mataji? If you like.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. My dear Guru Dasa, please accept my blessings. I have come to Indore on the 3rd of December and we are 5 here all together. I am expecting your wife and others to arrive this evening. I have received your telegram from Vrindavan and I am awaiting your letter with details to be forwarded. I am planning to reach Surat on the 12th instead, and my address at that time will be as follows. Bhagavad Jariwala. Do I have to read the whole thing? J.K. Sundas, Notabhai Jariwala, Motorbike Building, Begumpura, Surat. We shall remain in Surat up until about the 20th of December. In the meantime, one gentleman has come to me here in Indore and he has offered us one small Krishna temple in Vrindavana with room for about 20 to 25 men. He has written to the men there to receive you when you go. So you may go immediately as soon as possible. Go there for the purpose of seeing the temple, whether it is suitable for us. The name is as follows: Chhatra Bihariji's Temple, Gopinatha Bazar, Vrindavana. It is in care of our friend Sri N.C. Zamindar of Indore. So, Please go there and see it and do the needful. Let me know how things are going on. Hope this will meet you in good health. Your ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. You might have received by this time a letter from Damala, so you must go immediately to see the chief controller of imports and exports and make the necessary arrangement for getting the clearance permission for our shipment of books, ACPDS. Letter to Puri Maharaja.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mataji. Would you like to any points highlighting your mind, Mataji?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Any takeaway points from this letter, dear devotees?
Sorry, do you want me to do anything, Prabhuji? I didn't hear you.
Any takeaway points that reflect stuck your mind, Mataji? So just highlighting any takeaway points from this letter. Okay. Just like in this letter, Srila Prabhupada is, in order to spread Krishna consciousness,
Yes.
he has written a letter to Gurudasa.
Yeah.
Gurudasa, during the time he was in India, so and suggesting that Prabhupada has received one offer from one of the gentlemen here, that he wanted to offer the temple to Srila Prabhupada and the disciples so that they can expand the temple in the way in Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada is suggesting that just go and see if it fits our purpose. It is suitable for us. Okay, so that is one point. And it is every moment we take the opportunity to expand Krishna consciousness. That is the mode that Prabhupada is working very hard. Even in his those ages in the 1970, by this time, Prabhupada is 74 years, December 5th, 1970. So he's working hard along with his young Western disciples to spread Krishna consciousness in India. Okay, that is his endeavors.
Yes.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Okay, so that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. Okay, we are nearly 7 o'clock. Shall move to the next is the Narsim Damodarastakam. So today then Chandrani Mataji is going to sing Damodarastakam, and the devotees who have got ghee lamp offering to the Lords and doing it, so kindly turn on your videos to show ghee lamp offering to all the devotees. So meanwhile, Chandrani Mataji is going to sing. Chandrani Mataji, when you are ready, Mataji, kindly start.
Yes. नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुन्दलं गोकुले भजमानं यशोदाभियो लोकलाघवमानं परं मृष्टमत्यन्तदुजगोप्या रुदन्तं मुहुर्नेत्रयुग्मं मृजन्तम् करं भोजयुग्मेन सान्तकनेत्रं मुहुश्वासकं पात्रीरिकङ्ककन्धा स्थितग्रीवदामोदरं भक्तिपदम् इति त्रिक्ष्वलीलाभिरनन्दकुन्दे स्वघोषं निमञ्जन्तम् अज्ञापयन्तम् तदीये शिता जेषु भक्तिर्चितध्वम् Puna Prematastam Sata Vitivande Varam Deva Moksham Na Mokshavadhim Va Nachanyam Vineham Varasatapiha Idam Deva Purnatha Gopala Balam Sada Me Manasya Virastam Kimani Idam Te Mukham Bhojam Madhyanta Vritam Kuntale Snigdha Riktascha Gopya Mohoshchumbitam Bimbarakta Me Manascha Virastamalam Lakshalabhe Namo Devatamodharananta Vishnu Prasida Prabodhu Kajalabdhimagnyam Kripa Drishti Vrishyati Dinam Batanu Grihani Samam Magnyam Midhyakshi Drishya Kuve Ratmachopadha Mutyaiva Yadvad Tvaya Mochito Bhakti Bhajo Krito Cha Tatha Prema Bhaktim Swakame Payacha Namo Kshigraho Mesti Damodariha Namaste Studamne Spuradipti Dhamne Tvadiyodharayatha Vishwasya Dhamne Namo Radhikaye Tvadiya Priyaye Namo Nantalilaya Devaya Tubhyam Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Lasatkundalam Gokule Brajamanam Yashodabhyurukhaladhavamanam Param Mishtamadhyanta Duritya Gopya Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Jaya Radha Damodara
Radha Damodara Shri Radhe
Jaya Yashoda Damodara Yashoda Damodara Yashoda Damodara Shri Radhe
Jaya Yashoda Damodara Yashoda Damodara Yashoda Damodara Shri Hari.
Hare Krishna. Very beautiful, Mataji. Would you like to read the translation as well, Mataji, please?
Hare Krishna, yes, Lord. To the Supreme Lord, whose form is the embodiment of eternal existence, knowledge, and bliss, whose shark-shaped earrings are swinging to and fro, who is beautifully shining in the divine realm of Gokula, who, due to the offense of breaking the pot of yogurt that his mother was churning into butter and then stealing the butter that was kept hanging from his swing, quickly running from the wooden grinding Muda in fear of Mother Yashoda, but who has been caught from behind by her, who ran after him with greatest speed. To that Supreme Lord, Sri Damodara, I offer my humble obeisance. Seeing the whipping stick in his mother's hand, he is crying and rubbing his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes are filled with fear, and necklace of pearls around his neck, which is marked with 3 lines like a conch shell, is shaking because of his quick breathing due to crying. To this Supreme Lord, Sri Damodara, whose belly is bound not with ropes, but with his mother's pure love, I offer my humble obeisance. By such childhood pastimes as his, he is drowning the inhabitants of Gokula in pools and ecstasy, and is revealing to those devotees who are absorbed in knowledge of his supreme majesty and opulence that he is only conquered by devotees whose pure love is imbued with intimacy and is free from all conceptions of awe and reverence. With great love I again offer my obeisance to Lord Damodara hundreds and hundreds of times. O Lord, although you are able to give all kinds of benedictions, I do not pray to you for the boon of impersonal liberation, nor the highest liberation of eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor any other boon which may be obtained by executing the 9 processes of bhakti. O Lord, I simply wish that this form of yours as Bala Gopala in Vrindavana may ever be manifest in my heart. For what is the use to me of any other boon besides this? O Lord, your lotus face, which is encircled by locks of soft black hair, tinged with red, is kissed again and again by Mother Yashoda, and your lips are reddish like the bimba fruit. May this beautiful vision of your lotus face be ever manifest in my heart. Thousands and thousands of other benedictions are of no use to me. O Supreme Godhead, I offer my obeisance unto you, O Damodara, O Ananta, O Vishnu, O Master, O my Lord. Be pleased upon me by showering your glance of mercy upon me. Deliver this poor ignorant fool who is immersed in an ocean of worldly sorrows and become visible to my eyes. O Lord Damodara, just as the 2 sons of Kuvera, Minigriva and Nalakuvara, were delivered from the curse of Narada and made into great devotees by you in your form as a baby, tied with rope to a wooden grinding mortar. In the same way, please give to me your own prema bhakti. I only long for this and have no desire for any kind of liberation. O Damodara, I first of all offer my obeisance to the brilliantly effulgent robe which binds your belly. I then offer my obeisance to your belly, which is the abode of the entire universe. I humbly bow down to your most beloved Srimati Radharani, and I offer all obeisances to you, the Supreme Lord who displays unlimited pastime. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Chandrani Mataji. Very beautifully sung and nicely read on this Damodarastakam. And thank you, Meena Mataji and Javid Mataji, for kindly showing Gil and offerings to Lord Damodara. So beautiful.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, that is from Damodarastakam. And from the announcements point of view, so today evening we have got Bhagavad Gita session by our Sangha itself. So just we have been thinking, so this is Kartika month, and also just instead of going regular Saturday Bhagavad Gita or Chaitanya Charitamrita, so we wanted to just feeling something different to go about little more pastimes of the Lord. I request the devotees to share anything that we can cover or any volunteers to cover those topics. Mostly like Radharani related pastimes. Krishna's most deep into the devotion things. Any comments or suggestions, dear devotees? One of the pastime of Radharani from the Brahma Purana, it mentions that whenever whoever glorifies Radharani on Kartika Purnami day, they will attain Goloka Vrindavana very quickly. Radharani will come and take them personally. So that is very beautiful prayer of Krishna to Radharani. Krishna glorifies Radharani. Okay, so that prayer comes from Sri Brahma Mahapurana. We have covered this one, I think, 2 years before. And maybe we can cover such kind of pastimes. Just looking for any inputs from the devotees.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Is it something you want us to speak about in the evening session? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, Mataji. So instead of Bhagavad Gita in the Kartik month, maybe we can cover most of Radha Rani related topics. So Radha Rani, for example, deeper pastimes, what would be good for in the month of Kartika to glorify Radha Rani and those pastimes.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. I don't think it will be possible for me this evening, but maybe next week I can try, please, Prabhuji.
Yeah, sure, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Sorry, thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much. Yeah, that is from announcement side. And if you got any other updates or you wanted to share anything, kindly do so. Otherwise, we shall do reading of Srila Prabhupada's pastimes. It is very beautiful, and we all take a pleasure in reading Srila Prabhupada's pastimes, how he has since his birth from in his home. We'll take a page, and then every devotee take a turn to read it. Today's okay, we shall start. Sharanya Mataji, would you like to read the first three paragraphs, Mataji, if you're happy and available? Yeah, Mataji is not immediately available. Usha Mataji, would you like to go first?
Yes, Prabhu. Srila Prabhupada was born Abhay Charan Day on September 1st, 1896 in Calcutta, India. His father was Gaur Mohan Dey, a cloth merchant, and his mother was Rajani. His parents, in accordance with the Bengali tradition, employed an astrologer to calculate the child's horoscope, and they were made jubilant by the auspicious reading. The astrologer made a specific prediction: when this child reaches the age of 70, he would cross the ocean, become a great exponent of religion, and open 108 temples. Sat Swarupa Das Goswami, 1987, your ever well-wisher page. It is noteworthy that very same year, 1896, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's book was accepted into McGill University in Canada, a pilot light for preaching in the West. When young Abhay had been unwilling to go to school, his father saw the humor in it and always treated him kindly and was lenient. His mother, however, hired a man to escort young Abhay daily to school. Gaur Mohan Dey, also a pure-hearted Vaishnava, he often used to take young Abhay to the local Sri Radha Govinda temple. When young Abhay was seen to be stood for many long hours offering prayers before the deity. The deity was so beautiful with his slanted eyes. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Sat Swarupa Das Goswami, 1987, your evaluation page. As Abhay grew up, he became more and more devoted to the deity form of the Lord. He was especially enamored with the Jagannath Ratha festival that was held in Kolkata each year. Hearing and understanding the significance of the festival, Abhay would sometimes check railway timetables to go to Jagannath Puri, where Lord Chaitanya personally attended some 500 years before every year, and conservative estimated 5 million people attended the festival. This put Abhay more in the mood of Rath Yatra.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Can I request next Sanchita Mataji to read the next page, please?
Hare Krishna. 1901 Sarka, young Abhay conducts his very own first Rath Yatra, his father making a small cart 3 feet high with a canopy resembling closely the huge carts in Puri. All the local children and many adults would come. Abhay stood out as a leader even then, as he had organized and engaged everyone. Even many of the mothers were engaged by him in cooking, especially his sister Bhavatarini, who all cooked special preparations to be offered and distributed as prasadam at this Rath Yatra festival. At age 6, his father purchased, upon his request, his own Radha Govinda deities. Um, Seeing the family engaged from his birth, watching his father performing the puja at home and going regularly to see Radha Govindji, it was only natural. From this day on, whatever foodstuffs were bought before him by his parents, he would first offer to Radha Govindji, um, and then eat their prasadam. He also used to daily offer them a ghee lamp and properly put them to rest at night. Little is known of his adolescence. During his college years, his father arranged a marriage, selecting Radharani Datta as Abhay's bride. In 1918, they were married, but for several years, Abhay lived with his family and Radharani with hers. This was to facilitate his finishing his college education, as it was recognized that the added responsibility of supporting a family is a challenge. Prabhu, you want me to continue? Okay. In his fourth year of college, Abhay felt reluctant to accept his degree, a degree that was given by the British. He has become a sympathizer to the nationalist case, which advocated national schools, freedom from British rule, and self-government, self-rule. At the same school, Scottish colleges, in the class 1 year ahead of Abhay, was a highly spirited nationalist Subhash Chandra Bose, who later became the leader of the Indian National Army, formed to overthrow British rule of India. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Can I request next Meena Mataji to read next page, Mataji?
Hare Krishna. Abhay was attached to the pure and simple teaching of Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi, who stood by the ancient pure principle of moral India and regarded Bhagavad Gita above all other books. His personal habits too and lifestyle were pure, as he lived a life as a saint sadhu. Abhay had seen many sadhus and was not overly impressed. However, Gandhi has had more integrity than most. Gandhi called on all Indian students to rebel and give up British mundane manipulative education that would ultimately bind one in silver to the British Raj and would deny the Indian students, brainwashing them to British imperialism, teaching them the corrupted philosophies taught by the Christian Christian church funded Western Indologists, shaping them for the control of generation by generation to come. Abai weighed up the pros and cons. Abai then rejected his diploma even after completing his fourth year and passing his examination. Doing he made his principal stand of protest in response to Gandhiji's call. When Gandhi's call for a boycott of everything British and non-cooperation after the British soldiers had gunned down hundreds of innocent unarmed Indians who gathered at a peaceful rally at Jala, Jal, Jallianwala Bagh. Abhay moved closer towards Gandhiji independence movement. Gandhiji's independent movement. Abhay's father was somewhat disturbed for Abhay's future but did not resent his decision, more concerned for Abhay's future than Indian political Gaur Mohan. The arranged employment for Abhay through a prominent friend. Prominent friend. This guided surgeon and chemical industrialist at Dr. Karthik Chandra Bose. Dr. Bose accepted Abhay as his department manager in his firm. 1921, his wife gave birth to the first son and she was just 7 years old. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, June 8, 1974, Morning Walk Conversation, Geneva, Switzerland. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, can I request next David Mataji to read next page? Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much. Thank you. 1922 marked the first meeting of Abhay with his spiritual master. Some of Abhay Charan's friends were going to see a sadhu who was preaching in Calcutta, a descendant in the Brahma Madhava Gaudiya line coming from Bhakti Vinod Thakur, his father, none less. The Scottish school-educated and prestigious leader of his group of friends was asked to come along too. At his family home, Abhay Charan De had seen so many sadhus come. His father, a pure devotee of the Lord, would daily invite sadhus to his house for prasadam, and as a general feeling, Abhay was not overly impressed with what he saw. His friends, knowing his devotion, learning, and expectations, valued his opinion, and so insisted that he come and see Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Swami. Abhay was reluctant, but his friends wanted his approval, so Abhay conceded to go. No sooner did Abhay and his friends respectfully bow before the saintly person and prepare to sit, than he said to them, "You are educated young men. Why don't you preach Lord Chaitanya's message throughout the whole world?" Satswarupa Das Goswami, 1987, your ever well-wisher. Page 61. Abhay was surprised that the sadhu had asked immediately for them to become preachers on his behalf. Impressed by Srila Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he wanted to test him with intelligent inquiries. Satswarup Das Goswami, 1987, your ever well-wisher, page 16, I think, yes. Khadi clad, Abhay asked, who will hear your Chaitanya's message? We are a dependent country. First, India must become independent. How can we spread India's culture if we are under British rule? Not that he ever objected to the concept of spreading Lord Chaitanya's mission. His concern was with the apparent obstacles that stood in the way. Do you want me to read more, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji. So,
okay. Yeah. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati dispelled any thought of potential obstacles, saying that Krishna consciousness didn't have to wait for a change in Indian politics, nor was it dependent on who ruled. Krishna consciousness could not be impaired by anyone or anything. It is so important that it could not wait. Therefore, you must do it. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji. Chandrani Mataji, would you like to read next page, Mataji?
Hare Krishna. Abhay was struck by his boldness. He brushed all temporal material miseries and conditions aside, leaving the only worthwhile and factual conclusion and solution to all material difficulties, Krishna consciousness. In a very short time, Abhay was convinced. He is wonderful, Abhay said to his friend. The message of Lord Chaitanya is in the hands of a very expert person, Satsvarupa Das Goswami. 1987, Your Ever Well-Wisher, page 17. It was that very night that in his heart, young Abhay accepted Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada as his spiritual master. Satsvarupa Das Goswami, 1987, Your Ever Well-Wisher, page 17 to 19. In 1925, Abhay Charan D. first visit Sri Vrindavan, the holy place of Lord Sri Krishna pastimes. For business purposes, Abhay and his wife and family moved to Allahabad as a pharmaceutical salesman. Abhay did a lot of traveling by rail, especially in the North India. By now, Abhay Charan had developed a strong relationship with Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, to the point where he requested formal spiritual initiation. On November 21st, 1932, in the Gaudiya Math in Allahabad, Abhay Charan D. receives Diksha initiation. Abhay tried to organize to visit his spiritual master, but whenever he visited Calcutta, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was not there. Unlike many of his other disciples, Abhay was just unable to travel and spend time with his spiritual master. Consequently, over the next 4 years, they only met about 12 times. Do you want me to read more, Babaji?
Yeah.
When finally they did meet, Abhay Charanavinda Das took every opportunity to hear from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. Although Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was so strong in argument against other philosophies that even his own disciples were cautious about approaching him if he were sitting alone, and although Abhay's contact with him was quite limited, still Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati would always treat him very kindly. Srila Prabhupada would later recall, sometimes my godbrothers would criticize because I would talk a little freely with him, and they would quote this English saying, "Fools rush in where angels fear to tread." But I would think full well, maybe, but that is the way I am. My Guru Maharaj was always very, very affectionate to me. Sat Swarupa Das Goswami, 1987, Your Ever Well Wisher, page 20. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Jagriti Tanna Mataji, would you like to read Mataji? Next page, please.
Yes, Prabhuji. Where can I start from, Prabhuji? My phone is moving.
1935.
Okay. 1935, on the occasion of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati's 62nd birthday. The birthday, Abhay submit a poem, and essay at as the meeting of his good brothers in Bombay. The article were well received and duly publicized in the Harmonist, for which Abhay was informally a debate Kavi, learned poet by his good brother Abhay. Abhay's real pleasure in his offering was when it reached Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati, who particularly liked one stanza and showed it, it to all his guests. Absolute, absolute is scintillant, uh, though, though harsh proved impersonal, calamity, though has removed. Let us sorry, Prabhuji, you want me to read here?
Until complete up to that point.
Yeah. Uh, Later, Srila Bhakti Bhaktiventa Saraswati said to the editor of the Harmonist, whatever he writes, publish it. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, I shall
Thank
read the that year. Gaurangi Mataji, would you like to read next page, Mataji? I will take later. Huh? Gaurangi Mataji. Okay, so I shall read it then. In that year, 1935, held one of the most significant meetings with his spiritual master in Vrindavan. Once, when Abhay Acharana Das was walking with Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati and several other disciples, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati began talking confidentially to Abhay Charan Das. The conversation was in regard to some senior disciples quarreling over who would use various rooms and facilities at the Gaudiya Math headquarters in Calcutta, Bagh Bazar. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati said to Abhaycharan, if they are quarreling now, what will they do after their spiritual master passes away? Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was distressed. He said to Abhaycharan, there will be fire. One day there would be fire in the Calcutta Gaudiya Math, and that fire of party interest would spread and destroy. Abhaycharan heard but didn't know what to make of it. It would be better to take the marble from the walls of the temple to secure money. If I could do this and print books, that would be better, said Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. Then Srila Siddhanta Saraswati said directly to Abhay Charan, I have a desire to print some books. If you ever get money, print books. Comes from Satsvarupadas Goswami, 1987, Your Ever Well-Wisher, page 21. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada departed from this mortal world in December 1936. 1 month before his departure, Abhay Charan wrote him a letter. He was thinking that as householder, Grahastha, he couldn't fully serve his spiritual master, and he wanted to know what to do. Thus, he inquired, is there any particular service I can do? 2 weeks later, Abhicharan received a reply. I am fully confident that you can explain in English your thoughts and arguments to the people who are not conversant with the languages Bengali and Hindi. This will do much good to yourself as well as your audience. I have every hope that you can turn yourself into a very good English preacher. From Satsvarup Das Goswami, 1987, your available to share, page 21. Accepting this as his confirmation of his mission, Abhicharan began to further mold his life. The fire in the mouth mentioned by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati broke out almost immediately after his disappearance. Legal disputes followed. And the mission was propounded by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was spoiled. And then Srila Sesi Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada lets his feelings be felt in the following purports. In the beginning, during the presence of Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parirajaka Ashtadrashata Shri Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, all the disciples worked in agreement, but just after his disappearance, they disagreed. One party strictly followed the instructions of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, but another group created their own concoction about executing his desires. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, at the time of his departure, requested all his disciples to form a governing body and conduct missionary activities cooperatively. He did not instruct a particular man to become the next Acharya, but just after his passing away, his leading secretaries made plans without authority to occupy the post of Acharya, and they split into two functions over who next Acharya would be. Consequently, both factions were uh, asara are useless because they had no authority, having disobeyed the order of the spiritual master. Despite the spiritual master's order to form a governing body and execute the missionary activities of the Gaudiya Mata, the two unauthorized factions began litigation that is still going on after 40 years with no decision. Therefore, we do not belong to any faction. But because the two parties busy dividing the material assets of the Gaudiya Mata institution stopped the preaching work, we took up the mission of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura and Bhaktivinoda Thakura to preach the cult of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu all over the world under the protection of all the predecessor acharyas. And we find that our humble attempt has been successful. We followed the principles especially explained by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura in his commentary on the Bhagavad Gita verse um, Vyavasayatmaka buddhihi ekehe purunandhana. According to this instruction of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura, it is the duty of a disciple to follow strictly the orders of the spiritual master. The secret of success in advancement in spiritual life is the firm faith of the disciple in the orders of his spiritual master. The Vedas confirms this. Yasya deve para bhaktir yatha deve tata guru. Tasyete katita shraddhaha prakashanti mahatmanaha. To one who has staunch faith in the words of the spiritual master and the words of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the secret of success in Vedic knowledge is revealed. The Krishna consciousness movement is being propagated according to this principle, and therefore our preaching work is going on successfully. In spite of the many impediments offered by antagonistic demons, because we are getting positive help from from our previous acharyas, one must be judged every action by its result. The members of the self-appointed Acharya's party who occupied the property of the Gaudiya Mata are satisfied, but they could make no progress in teaching. Therefore, by the result of their actions, one should know that They are asara or useless. Whereas the success of the ISKCON party, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, which strictly follows the Guru and Gauranga, is increasing daily all over the world. Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur wanted to print as many books as possible and distribute them all over the world. We have tried our best in this connection, and we are getting results beyond our expectations. Okay, from A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Lila, 28th purport. Asarera nami ihan nahi prayo, prayoina bhed jani bhare kari ekatra ganana. There is no need to name those who are useless. I have mentioned them only to distinguish them from the useful devotees. From Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila 12:11 text. धन्य राशि मापे येचे पत्न सहिते पश्चिते पत्न विधान संस्कार करते. Paddy is mixed with straw at first, and one must fan it to separate the paddy from the straw. So these are the Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami describes about the devotees and also non-devotees. Okay, so there is no use speaking about them, non-devotees. So that is what it is. And then here, this example given by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is very appropriate in the case of the Gaudiya Mata members. One can apply a similar process. There are many disciples of Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakura, but to judge who is actually his disciple, to divide the useful from the useless, one must measure the activities of such disciples in executing the will of the spiritual master. Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakura tried his best to spread the cult of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to countries outside India. When he was present, he patronized the disciples to go outside India to preach the cult of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but they were unsuccessful because within their minds they were not actually serious, but serious about preaching his cult in foreign countries. They simply wanted to take credit for having gone to the foreign lands and utilize this recognition in India by advertising themselves as repatriated preachers. Many Swamis have adopted this hypocritical means of preaching for the last 80 years or more, but no one could preach the real cult of Krishna consciousness all over the world. They merely came back to India, falsely advertising that they had converted all the foreigners to the ideas of Vedanta or Krishna consciousness. And then they collected funds in India and lived satisfied lives of material comfort. As one fans paddy to separate the real paddy from the useless straw by accepting the criterion recommended by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, one can very easily understand who is genuine world preacher and who is useless. Again, this comes from the Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila 12:12 purport. Abhaicharan Prabhu, in recognition for his devotional scholarship, receives the honorary title Bhaktivedanta from Gaudiya Mata. Yes, it is a long read, so I think the scroll bar, it is just only still at nearly only 30%. I request the devotees, what are your suggestions to go about complete this entire one? Thanks, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yes, even I was thinking that the scroll bar is just even 1/4. It's a lot to do. Maybe we can, most of us like in the call right now, we are aware of it, so we can maybe go and finish maybe the last 1/4. I mean, just my suggestion. And then there was another one by Giriraj Maharaj, so that was a smaller one. We can go through that as well. And then have some time for the Srimad Bhagavatam. Sorry, Brahma Samhita. Suggestion.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Because these are the details like what Prabhupada did in detail. Of course, individually for us, I've read it before and it's a good read, but just thought like to save some time with other parts of the program. So,
Thank you, Mataji. Let us see the suggestion. Okay, so this is how the Srila Prabhupada's life going on, starting from the Gaudiya Mata later on. Srila Prabhupada took his his pastimes in Jhansi. Um, he made one of the disciples there, and then later on further, still in September of 1960, Abhacharan moves to Shri Vrindavan Dham, 80 miles south of Delhi. So that is there his pastimes again, and then there it goes for next 10 years. And then further in 1966, where Srila Prabhupada, he determined to move to the Western world. Okay, so that is those pastimes, and since that time, we have been reading so many letters of Srila Prabhupada, how the transformation of the ISKCON has been taking place. It was established with 7 principles, and it following the strict rules and regulations according to the Shastra. So it follows one is the Bhagavata Dharma, and then also Pancharatrika Vidhi, that is by Narada Pancharatra Vidhi, how to worship the deities, and then Bhagavata Dharma, reading Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, following the Shastras, those things that were it keep going on our, and then so many hurdles came in between, but still crossing all those hurdles. So we have got this ISKCON Krishna consciousness movement like this. So there are 7 principles here. I think it's the 7 principles. This is again praise of Srila Prabhupada, I think it seems. So, my dear Lord Krishna, you are so kind upon this useless soul, but I do not know why you have brought me here. Now you can do whatever you like with me. But I guess you have some business here. Otherwise, why would you bring me to this terrible place? Most of the population here is covered by the material modes of ignorance and passion. Absorbed in material life, they think themselves very happy and satisfied, and therefore they have no taste for the transcendental message of Vasudeva. I do not know how they will be able to understand it, but I know your causeless message can make everything possible because you are the most expert mystic. How will they understand the mellows of the devotional service? Oh Lord, I am simply play, praying for your mercy so that I will be able to convince them about your message. All living entities have come under the control of the illusory energy by your will, and therefore, if you like by your will, they can also be released from the clutches of illusion. I wish that you may deliver them. Therefore, if you so desire their deliverance, then only will they be able to understand your message. The words of the Srimad Bhagavatam are your incarnation. And if a sober person repeatedly receives it with submissive oral reception, then he will be able to understand your message. Yes. So this is further describing Prabhupada's composition of his prayers to the Lord so that his mission will go success. And then it continues, that is where, and all his pastimes continues until 1917 and 1977, November 14th. Okay, so there, and he still, in his last bit, he was preaching, he was translating some of Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, so that up until last breath in a peaceful condition. Okay, that is how Srila Prabhupada's pastimes have happened. So today is the disappearance day and fasting until afternoon. Okay, that is from Srila Prabhupada's pastimes. We shall move to further. Next is Shri Brahma Samhita.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. You were saying some video, you will short video. Sure.
Short video. Yes, thank you, Mataji. Srila Prabhupada's last time. It was very beautiful to hear again. It was this one. Just let me.
Bramha, Bramha Carbonato, devotional Saturday, we get a different nature. And if you do it, in basic sense-related nature, related to
the karma is that they upalabdhi.
yeah, and uh, according to the association of divine nature, we get a body. Karanam Brahmasya, Sadasat Janmayam. Therefore, we should always seek good association, devotee, then on life will be success.
The last, it says the gunas, satvadayo, jnana vikshepa moha etavaha.
Well, if we live with good association, then we cultivate knowledge. That makes associate. And man in its own way is comfort. So if we have the chance of association with devotee, then our character, nature, becomes hearing by discussing Bhagavatam, this Bhagavatam is subdued. Bhagavatam is surprised about this Bhagavatam. Then Bhagavatam cannot do us harm. While not from is so essential that people remain in suffering. Someone the understand how inferior lust and greediness, and that every entity to exist in this material world in many forms and getting religion. Therefore, they should be brought into Sattva that they establishment of one art. How to bring people into Sattva, grounding and qualification, very neat and clean, carried on in the morning. This morality, this stay in
If you'd like to learn how to land Okay, so that is Srila Prabhupada's last moments. So we shall stop there. And then this is about, even though at the last breath of Srila Prabhupada is translating Srimad Bhagavatam peacefully. Okay, so that is a beautiful thing. So we have many people have watched this one. Again, watching here, it gives a different reflection when we see same thing in the devotees association.
Very nice word, last words about association and everything. So nice.
Yes, Mataji.
Mm.
Okay, so we shall move on. We move on to the Shri Brahma Samhita. Just we touch and the so we are nearly 8 o'clock. So here in the last session, the Shri Brahma Samhita. So the second shloka, the fifth shloka is a very long one. We have gone through this one. Translations, how this Chaturastram Tat Paritaha Shweta Dvipakyam Adbhutam Chaturastram Chaturmurdehe Chaturdhama Chatushkritam Chaturbihi Purushadhesha Chaturbihi Hetadbhurutam स्थूलैः दशभिः आरब्धम् ऊर्ध्व अधो दिग्विदिक्ष्वपि अष्टभिः निधिभिः दुष्टम् अष्टभिः सिद्धिभिः तथा मनुरूपैश्च दशभिः दिक्पालैः परितोरितम् श्यामैर्गौरश रक्तैश्च शुक्लैश्च पाशदर्शभैः शोभितं शक्तिभिः ताभिः अद्भुताभिः समन्ततः. So this particular Shwetadvipam, in the Golok Vrindavana, this is a description of it, how it is constructed. Okay, that one we have seen with the translation and purport and different reflections and purports of Jiva Goswami. It was given in the Chaitanya Charitamrita by Prabhupada there. Okay, so that is from, and again the Shwetadvipa is here whenever it is manifested in that, it is Navadvipa. And Golok Vrindavan is a Vrindavan in this material world. So we have taken that kind of mood. Okay? They are non-different. So with that one, Shloka 5 of Sri Brahma Samhita is completed in the last session. We shall move to the number 6. So it is a small one only. Here, Lord Brahma is praying to the Supreme Lord that, oh my dear Lord, you always engage yourself in the transcendental enjoyment. You never come in contact with the Maya, material world. So this is the main thing. He prays here. It is Shri Brahma Samhita, 5th chapter, and shloka number 6. Evam Jyotirmayo Devaha Sadanandaha Paratparaham Atma Ramasya Tasyasti Prakritya Nasamagamaha. Evam Jyotirmayo Devaha, that Supreme Personality of Godhead. Evam Jyotirmay, that transcendental Devaha, the Lord. And Sadananda Paratparaha, Sadananda, he is the one self of eternal ecstasies. Paratparaha, the superior of all superiors. Sadananda Paratparaha. Atmaramasya Tasyasti, Atmaramas, engaged in the enjoyments of the transcendental realm. Tasyasti, and of him, Asti is there is existing. And Prakritya na samagamaha, and with the mundane potency, na samagamaha, he will never associate with it. Na samagamaha. This is what Brahma Samhita says. Again, whenever Lord comes to perform all his pastimes, Sambhavami Atmamaya. Sujami Tanni, so the Lord, he mentions that Surjameham, I will come on my sweet will. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanid bhavati bharata abhyudhanam adharmasya tadatmanam sujamyaham. I will descend by myself. I never uh, entangled by this material world. He says, Sujami, Sujamyaham. I come by my sweet will. It is not by the nature free. So here, Lord will never prakritya na samagamaha. Likewise, Brahma is mentioning, praying to the Lord. Evam jyotirmayo devaha sadanandaha paratparaha atmaramasi tasyasti prakritya na samagamaha. So can I request any devotees to read this translation and purport, please? Gauringi Mataji, to read. Samhita Mataji, would you like to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. The translation and the purport.
Yes, Mataji.
The Lord of Gokula is the transcendental supreme Godhead, the own self of eternal ecstasies. He is superior of all superiors and is busily engaged in the enjoyments of the transcendental realm and has no association with his mundane potency. Purport. The sole potency of Krishna, which is spiritual, functioning as Krishna's own proper power, has manifested his pastimes of Golaka or Gokula. By her grace, individual souls who are constituents of the marginal potency can have admission into even those pastimes. The deluding energy, who is of the nature of the perverted reflection of the spiritual chit potency, has got her location on the other side of the river Viraja, which surrounds the Brahma Dhama, forming the boundary of the Maha Vaikuntha as the outer envelope of Gokula. The position of Goloka, the position of Goloka being absolutely unalloyed with the mundane, deluding energy, far from having any association with Krishna, feels ashamed to appear before his view. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, I request dear devotees, you kindly reflect on these points. You have, everyone have got all perfect knowledge. So you share these reflections. Everyone will hear you. Anyone would like to go as a turn? Just give 1 point on these reflections. Meena Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Mhm. Yeah, it's just very nice, point. Just 1 point you want me to say, yeah?
Yes, Mataji.
So like God is in Goluka. He's like reciting in Golaka. He's like supreme Godhead. And yeah, so he gave that's the something I just
Beautiful, Mataji.
sorry. Yeah.
Any other?
Yeah, and then in Prabhu, then he one nice point is who was constantly praying that they can get admission to go there in Goloka. That's was something constantly praying God and with the bhakti, they can get admission to go there in Goloka, recite with the God. Okay.
Very beautiful. Thank you so much, Mataji. Usha Mataji, you wanted to add? Gauringi Mataji. Usha Mataji, go ahead, Mataji.
Yes. Yes, the Lord is always a content, he's always engaged in enjoyment, but superiors very busy, but if we pray to Krishna's have our own power and that he always enjoyed himself. Uh, uh, but and who's that couldn't explain Prabhu so much. Uh-huh. So yeah, Krishna is the supreme, and then yeah, he is like own his own proper power to manifested means it's like a pastimes. So we always enjoy the Krishna's pastimes, beautiful Krishna's pastimes. Thanks, Prabhu, so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nice reflections. Jagriti Mataji, wanted to add anything, Mataji? Samhita Mataji, yourself, anything, any reflections, Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, Meena Mataji and Usha Mataji has said this small beautiful purport. They have summarized it. Yeah, I felt I like the part where it says like Krishna is, in the Goloka Vrindavan, being the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is busily engaged in the enjoyments of the transcendental realm. So and has no association with his mundane potency. So in this world, we see there are so many manifestations when he came to Bhuloka to do his pastimes and all. There were so many manifestations of that, and as well as, of course, if we think that Krishna is present in all the all the jivatmas, so as the Paramatma, he is present there. But whatever they're doing, in some souls it's dormant. They don't understand the chit potency is not, the consciousness has not come, so he's just lying there dormant, not saying anything, maybe just an observer. And what the material being they're doing for sense gratification, he is just observing, and but those souls who are conscious, they are trying to understand Krishna, they're trying to understand the super soul which guides the soul. But for most, like if they're going by their free will, enjoying and all, so Krishna doesn't say anything. So what is he doing? He is busily engaged. So it doesn't matter, there's so many mundane potencies, everything there is marginal potency. It's a perverted reflection of the soul. So whatever they're doing, it's carrying on, like as a mechanical thing. But what is Krishna doing? He's busily engaged in the enjoyment of the transcendental realm and has no association with his mundane person. So he's not bothered about what is going on. He is eternally engaged in his transcendental pastimes in Golok Vrindavan. So that's what my understanding is, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. And also here, by her grace, individual souls who are conscious of the marginal potency can have admission into those pastimes.
Yes, yeah, that's another point. Yeah, I said, Prabhu, I thought only one point, so I just said one. Yeah. So those like today's Prabhupada's disappearances, so souls like them, like though there's a marginal potential, but what Prabhupada has done in his life, like as a pure devotee, yeah, Shuddha Bhakta. So those Shuddha Bhaktas, they and all those who are trying to be one, what Krishna and Radharani allows, they allow admission to those pastimes. So they go in the Nitya Leela, which carries on at Golok Vrindavan. So, and that's what, like through these pastimes, we get that, as an inspiration and examples that we should also, you know, um, make our life so sublime, and in that try at least use this one lifetime so that we are invited in the transcendental pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. It's a very nice. Okay, so by her grace, by Radharani's grace, we can take. So Radharani we reach to Krishna through Radharani. Otherwise, very difficult. Without mercy of Radharani, it is not possible. Without the permission of mother or the head of the home, we cannot enter. So Radharani is the head of the palace. Krishna stays in Radharani's palace. This is what in this material world also. Grahastha Grihini. Grihini means one who owns the house. Grihastha astu means who is residing in that home. He cannot claim that this house belongs to me. He is residing that home, but at any moment he can leave. But Gruhini would stay there. Radharani is always staying there in the palace, in the Goloka Vrindavan. But Krishna is all pervading. But her devotion, she keeps Krishna under her control. It's a very beautiful beauty to so many other pastimes. Okay, that is Radha Rani. Any other?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, Prabhu just wanted to. Sorry, were you asking somebody?
Go on, Mataji, please.
Yeah, in the same mood, Prabhu, like in Golak Vrindavan, here also in Gokula, in Vrindavan also, Krishna left to carry on with his other pastimes, the Leelas, but sorry. But Radharani, I mean, in Vrindavan, when we go, like it's always Radhe, 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 because Radharani stayed there. So she eternally, like, I mean, till the pastimes, material pastimes carried on, she was there, though in the mood of separation, but she was always there. So, like the Grihini, as you mentioned. So, and everybody is welcome. So, in Vrindavan, because when Krishna, there was one pastime where it says the gopis, and everybody was so upset and everybody was saying ha Krishna, Krishna has left, and everybody was crying. So then somebody said, like, from now onwards we'll not say like Krishna, Krishna, so we'll say Radha, Radha, because and then that will make us happy. So and that's why in the walls of Vrindavan, or even the tilak, some places, some temples, they give Radhe, Radhe, they write there on the forehead and all. So everything is about Radharani, and it's such a lovely place, of course, in the mood of separation also, but so joyful and so blissful even in this bhulok. So yeah, as you mentioned, without her mercy it is difficult even to go to Vrindavan. So she's the supreme mother. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Very beautiful points, Mataji, about Vrindavana and Radhe Radhe. Okay, and so here this is the chit potency, spiritual potency of the internal potency of the Lord. So here there is a river Viraja. It is separating the transcendental world and the material world. This is Nana Lata Kirnu Vaikuntam Vyapakam Smare. Adaha Samyam Gunan. This is Adaha Samyam Gunanan. This is about the material world. So Adaha, it means it is a downwards. This is material world. In between there is a Viraja. And Vaikuntha is all opulent. This is described like in the I think in one has to remember those pastimes of Goloka Vrindavan and Vaikuntha pastimes, how they are doing, what they are doing, and Nana Lata Kinam Vaikuntam Vyapakam Smaret. Prabhupada there he has written, one has to remember those Goloka Vrindavana when chanting. Okay, so this is but that is separated by the Virja river, and which surrounds the Brahmadhama, forming the boundary of Mahavaikuntha as the outer envelope of Goloka. This one, where is that one? The beautiful chap screen. This one. As soon as we see this picture, we go into the different realm. Okay, this is Brahma Jyoti. So this is the Virija river, or the bluish one is the Virija, light blue is the Brahma Jyoti. It goes all the Vaikuntha planets. This is Brahmadama forming the boundary of Mahavaikuntha as the outer envelope of Goloka. The position of Goloka being absolutely unalloyed with the mundane, deluding energy. Far from having any association with Krishna, feels ashamed to appear before his view. Vilajjamana. So she does not come and associate with the Lord. mundane energy of the Lord. Vilajyamana. This means ashamed to come in front of the Lord. Okay, so this is the again position of what Krishna is here. So evam jyotirmayo devaha sadanandaha paratparaha atma ramasi tasyasti prakrutya na samagamaham. Okay, can I request the devotees take a turn to recite this shloka? Everyone, please. Meena Mataji, would you like to start, Mataji?
Okay, Hare Krishna. Evam Jyotirmaya Deva Sat Ananda Paratparaha Atma Atma Amasya Tasyasti Prakritya Na Samagamaha. It's like that. Sorry.
Thank you, Mataji. So, first of all, can I request all devotees follow me line by line and then you take turns to recite.
Alright, thank you.
Evam Jyotirmayo Devaha
Evam Jyotirmayo Devaha
Sadanandaha Paratparaha
Sadananda
Paratparaha
Atma Ramasya Tasyasti
Atma
Atmaramasya
Tasyati
tasyati
Prakrityarna Samagamaham.
prakrityana samagamaha.
Okay. Evam Jyotirmayo Devaha
Evam
Evam
Jyotir
jyotirmayo devaha
Sadanandaha Paratparaha
Sadananda
sadananda paratparaha
Atma Ramasya Tasyasti
Atma
Atmaramasya tasyas. What's that word?
Tasyati
Tasyasti.
Tasyasti
Tasyasti. Tasyasti.
Prakrityarna Samagamaham.
Prakrityana samagamaha.
Prakriti
Once more. Evam Jyotirmayo Devaha
Evam
Evam
Jyotirmayo
jyotirmayo devaha
Sadanandaha Paratparaha
Sadananda Paratparaha
paratparaha
Atma Ramasya Tasyasti
Atma Ramasya
Atmaramasya
Tasyasti
tasyasti
Prakrityarna Samagamaham.
prakrityana
Prakrtyayana Samagamaha.
Very beautiful. Thank you so much.
Prayatya
Gauringi Mataji, would you like to go? Gauringi Mataji, would you like to recite? We can't hear you, Mataji. Okay, Meena Mataji, would you like to go?
Hare Krishna. Evam Jyotirmaya Evam Jyotirmaya Deva Sadananda Paratparaha Atmaramshya Tasyasti Prakritirna Samagamaha.
Very nice. Beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Sanchita Mataji, would you like to go?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you. Evam jyotirmayo devaha sadananda paratparaha atmaramasya tasyasti prakrityana samagamaha. Hare Krishna.
Very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Usha Mataji, please.
Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. एवं ज्योतिर्मयो देवाः सदानन्दा परात्परः आत्मरामस्य तस्यास्ति प्रकृत्या न समागमः.
Very nice. Beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Gauringi Mataji, are you available to recite? We can't hear you, Mataji. Okay, so this is Evam Jyotirmayo Devaha Sadanandaha Paratparaha Atma Ramasya Tasyasti Prakrutya Na Samagamaham. When we are speaking about Lord always internal potency like that. He never come in with external potency. This is potency is the Prakrutya Na Samagamaha. He does not in touch with the here Krishna is always in the Goloka. But external potency, Mahavishnu and Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu, these forms, somewhere or other indirectly, they are somewhere in contact with the material nature. But Krishna, he never come in contact with the material nature at all. All his in and around surroundings, everything is transcendental. That part as it is, it inherits into this material world. Okay. एवं ज्योतिर्मयो देवः सदानन्दः परात्परः आत्मारामस्य तस्यास्ति प्रकृत्या न समागमः. Mrida Sachi Mataji, would you like to recite Mataji? Okay. Meena Mataji, would you like to go line by line? We all follow behind you, line by line.
Okay, thank you, Raj. Evam Jyotirmaya Deva
एवं ज्योतिर्मयो देवः
Sadananda Paratparaha
सदानन्दः परात्परः
Atmaramsya Tashyasti
आत्मरामस्य तस्यास्ति
आत्मारामस्य
Prak Pratak sorry Prakriti sorry Prakriti sorry Prakriti na Samagamaha.
प्रकृत्या न समागमः.
समागमः.
Very nice. Meena, Samhita Mataji, would you like to lead line by line?
जय प्रभु. एवं ज्योतिर्मयो देवः
Evam
एवं
Jyotirmayo
ज्योतिर्मयो
Deva
देवः
सदानन्दः परात्परः
Sadananda
सदानन्दः
Paratparaha
परात्परः
आत्मरामस्य तस्यास्ति
Atmaramashya
आत्मारामस्य
Tasyasti
तस्यास्ति
प्रकृत्या न समागमः.
Prakrityaya
प्रकृत्या न
Samagamaha.
समागमः. Very beautiful. So, Mataji, would you like to go?
Okay, Prabhu. Evam Jyotirmayo Devaha
Evam
एवं ज्योतिर्मयो
Jyotirmayo Deva
देवः
Sadananda Paratparaha
Sadananda
सदानन्दः परात्परः
Atmaramasya Tasyasti
Atmaramashya
आत्मारामस्य
Yati
तस्यास्ति
Prakrityana Samagamaha.
Prakrityaya
प्रकृत्या न समागमः.
Samagamaha.
Very beautiful. Do we have Mrida Sachi Mataji? Okay, so that is from Sri Brahma Samhita. Okay, and to the next shloka, we will go in detail into here, just to hear, so that we reflect only the shloka and then translation, and then we stop there. We continue next Saturday. So here in the Sri Brahma Samhita, but here Lord never come in contact with the mundane energy or the illusory energy of the Lord. But at the same time, that connection is not fully cut off. The connection is not fully cut off. So here, there is he Lord sends, so by his casting his glance at the deluding energy in the shape of sending his time energy. That way, which is an auxiliary activity. So here, he always just engages himself in concerting with his spiritual Chit potency, Rama. Rama is the goddess of fortune. Here, Chit potency here in this one. And the Lord is glancing here as a Mahavishnu. And the Rama Devi, that is the glance. And then the shadow is the Durga Devi. The same energy is shadow. So that one, it is deluding. So here, Brahma is praying that shloka here. Maya Ramamanasya न वियोगस्तया सह आत्मना रमया रेमे त्यक्तकालं शिश्रुक्षया मायया रममानस्य So Maya is with the illusory energy, Ramamanasya or Aramamanasya. So he never concerts Maya Aramamanasya. He will never concerts with the material energy. And Navyogaha Tayasaha, at the same time, there is Navyogaha, not complete separation, Tayasaha with her also, but there is an association, but not direct. Then how come it is not direct? It is the shadow. Navyogaha Tayasaha, Atmana Ramaya Reme, but the Lord, Atmana with his own Ramaya, spiritual potency Rama, Ramaya Reme, he concerts with the Ramadevi. So goddess of fortune. And then Chaktakalam Sisrukshaya. Chaktakalam is by casting his glance in the shape of sending his time energy. Sisrukshaya with the desire to create. Okay, so this is how Lord cast his energy in this material, or sending his by casting his glance in the shape of sending his time energy. In such a way, he associate with the Maya indirectly, not directly. Maya aramamanasya na viyogaha taya saha atmana ramayaremi chaktakalam sisrukshaya. So Krishna never concerts with his illusory energy. Still, her connection is not entirely cut off from the absolute truth. When he intends to create the material world, the amorous pastime in which he engages by concerting with his own spiritual potency or chit potency, Rama, by casting his glance at the deluding energy in the shape of sending his time energy, is an auxiliary activity. Okay, we can, maybe someone can read the purport.
Can you read, Praj?
Yes, Mataji.
The illusory energy has no direct contact with Krishna, but has got indirect contact. Vishnu, the prime ghost, lying in the causal oceans. The plenary potency of Sankarsana, who has his seat in Mahavaikuntha, the spur of Krishna's own extended transcendental pastimes, cast his glance towards the deluding energy. Even in casting his glance, he has no contact with the deluding energy, because the spiritual chit potency Rama then carries the function of his glance as his unpolluted, ever submissive potency. The deluding energy as the maid servant of the spiritual chit potency. Rama serves the manifested plenary portion of Godhead, consorted with Rama, the time energy representing the force of activity and instrumentality of Rama. Hence, there is found the process of masculinity or the creative force.
Thank you, Mataji.
Krishna.
Okay, so this is how Krishna has no direct contact with illusory energy. So this is what the here again coming to this one. The Lord, he never contact with the Maya, Durga Devi. He has direct connection with the Rama Devi, and he is sending the time energy. So here in this one, purport, the Vishnu, the prime cause, lying in the causal ocean. So where is the causal ocean? So this is the causal ocean. He is in the light. That's why he's called Karnodakasai Vishnu. And then he is a plenary portion of Mahasankarshana. Mahasankarshana is the one who is here. This is where is the fourth? Yeah, this is Sankarshana. So this Sankarsana, second quadruple of Narayana expansions, this is called Mahasankarsana. From him, Karunada Sai Vishnu gets expanded. And who has seat in Mahavaikuntha? The spirit of Krishna's own extended transcendental pastimes. And here, in the later other shlokas, it also described that who is the source for Mahavishnu and Vaikuntha. Then that one described that Krishna is the source of even Vaikuntha and Goloka and Mahavishnu also. Adhar Shaktim Avalambhya Paramsamurtim Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. यह कारणानव जले बत्तिस्म योगा निद्रा मनंत जगदंड सरोमकोपः आधार शक्तिम अवलंब्य पराम सुमूर्तिम गोविंदमादि पुरुषम तमहम भजामि. So these conversations comes from Lord Shiva and there is a Brahmana. I think it is a I think Sutapa one Brahmana comes. So the conversations between it happens, and that is where it is described. Krishna is the shelter for all the Mahavishnu and the Vaikuntha planets and everything. And for the Lord who is in the, of course, he himself expands in that way. And here, and then Mahavishnu casting his glance, he has no contact with the deluding energy because the spiritual potency, Rama, then carries the function of his glance as his unpolluted, ever submissive potency. She carries out. This is called internal potency of the Lord. We always say that it is Atma Maya. This is Atma Maya, Chit potency. And deluding energy as the maid servant of the spiritual potency, Rama. The deluding energy as the maid servants of the spiritual potency, Rama, serves the manifested plenary portion of Godhead concerted with Rama. So here we'll just break this line up to here. First point is the deluding energy as the maid servant of the spiritual potency, Rama. So here Radharani expansions Lalita, Vishaka, and Rangadevi, Sudevi, Chitraleka, Tungavidya, Champakalata, and then Chitra. So these are all expansions. And the Lalita is the Radharani's Saki, and she expands herself as Durga. That one, when we go to the Vrindavana, when there Radha Kunda is there, and nearer to Radha Kunda there is a Lalita Kunda is there. And there in that board descriptions, it is described that Lalita is the Durga Devi is the expansion of Lalita. So here, deluding energy as the maid servant of spiritual potency, Rama. So we can see how we can relate this thing. So Lalita is the servant of Radharani. And Durga Devi is the expansion of Lalita. Of course, again, there is a Lalita Sahasranama as well. We have got Lalita Sahasranama. It is glorifying Durga Devi. So here we can see, so she is the maid servant of spiritual potency and serves the manifested plenary portion of Godhead concerted with Rama. And then the time energy representing the force of activity and instrumentality of Rama. Hence, there is found the process of masculinity or the creative force. Okay, so here there is a force of activity and instrumentality of Rama, and the process of masculinity or Prakriti and Purusha that takes place combined together, and the creation come into the picture. So that is where here in this picture here. So Durga Devi is here, and then now Shambhu is masculinity, the feature of the Lord of Mahavishnu. So he is the Shambhu, and then he will come in contact with Maya. This is Again, for the sake of Kshiram Yatadadi Vikar Vishesha Yoga Sanjayate Nahi Tata Prutagasti Hetoho. Yes, Sembutamapi Tata Samupaiti Karyad. Yaha, this is Govindamadi Purusham. Tamaham Bhajami. The Shambhu come in contact with Maya. So here, Lord Shiva and Durga Devi, they are our foremost father and mother of this material world. It's a masculine, and then what is the feminine. So Durga Devi is feminine and Lord Shambhu is the masculine. That activity takes place by the force of that the time energy representing the force of the activity and instrumentality of Rama. Hence, there is a found the process of masculinity or the creative force. That one would follow in the next shloka. Okay, just I also stop here. So we are 8:30. But anyway, we have covered even the little time itself. So this is the Maya Aramamanasya Navyogaha Taya Saha Atmana Ramaya Remi Chakta Kalum Sisrukshaya. Okay, this is the beautiful shloka as well. Gauringi Mataji, would you like to recite this shloka, Mataji? If you are available. Okay, if you are not, that's all right. Okay, I request dear devotees, if you have got any questions or you want to ask anything or you want to share anything, kindly do so.
Rama Devi and like Maya, like it's different, isn't it? What you have so just chart, those two separate.
Yes, Rama Devi is goddess of fortune. Lord always enjoys with Rama Devi, and whenever Lord glances at Rama Devi, and he sends the time energy. The shadow energy is Maya. The time here, the clock ticks.
Rama Devi is Lakshmi, Vishnu's wife.
Yes, Rama Devi is Lakshmi Devi. Yes, Mahalakshmi.
Lakshmi, also called Rama Devi. Okay.
Yes, we got Rama Ekadasi also in the past.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful, no? I mean, like seeing in the picture. I mean, beautiful in the sense. We try to visualize, but whoever, I mean, one of your god brothers who has done this, I tried to just so much lovely. I mean, in and out knowledge about this creation story they have there, but like some shadow. Like if you see this picture, what you have shared. Lord Karnadaksha Vishnu, he is glancing on Rama Devi, and through like always glancing because she's always at the doing Padasevakam, and through the glance, the light which is coming, the shadow on the other side, is Maya Devi. So it's so beautifully represented. I mean, every time I see these pictures, I can't stop appreciating and the shadow so if that's what the message is, like if we are not doing, of course not direct I don't mean direct devotional service in this time, uh, temple deity worship, not in that sense, but if we directly don't try to connect to Lord and just he's there in a heart as Paramatma dormant, then we are in the shadow, we are in the shadow, and then Maya attracts us. Like everything we do, if we're not thinking of Krishna, then Maya Devi is there sitting, Mahamaya, just like the clouds, the dark clouds and all. I mean, how it can cover our life with threefold miseries we know about. So it's beautifully represented, each and every small things, the detail of this, the whole creation story. It's no matter how much we see, it's every time so much to learn. Beautiful. Hare Krishna.
And also Shambhu here, masculine activity comes to contact with Maya.
So Prabhu, just quickly, I think I heard, but I forgot. Is my oh yeah, because Durga, right? Maya Devi, Durga Devi, right?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, and as his consort, Lord Shambhu. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. She keeps us like in this fort, the Durga fort of Mayajal. Right? That's what it.
Yes, she is in charge of this one. Srishti Siddhi Pralaya Sadhana Sektareka Chayavyasim Gunana Vibhakti Durga. Ichanurupam api yasya cha chestate esa Govindam Adipurusham tamaham bhaja. And Lord Shiva, again, just for the sake of this creation, Lord, he will take the form of Shambhu and come in contact with the Maya. That way, masculine activity and feminine activities takes place. That Prabhupada, and this one here in this purport, it is. Hence, there is a found the process of masculinity or the creative force.
So Prabhu, different places we have different names. Like here, Karnadaksha Vishnu and Rama Devi it said. So when in other books also, it says Durga Devi and Lord Shiva. So I know it's same, but is that the correct? Like for the creation thing, is it his manifestation as Lord Shambhu?
Yes, they are the direct cause, but here, direct cause in the sense, behind them, Krishna is there and Rama Devi is Mahavishnu and Rama Devi is there. Behind Mahavishnu, Krishna and Radharani are there. So it is a different layers. If we just inner layer, the very low, the subtle inner layer is Radharani and Krishna.
That I understand. Like everything from the Lord's Alladhini Shakti. I mean, even before that, it's like Krishna's plays a potentia, and everything comes down as a tree. The roots of the tree, like that, it expands. So what I was asking was like, Shiva and in Sanatan Dharma, it's normally says Shiva and Parvati behind like the creation one. But is the like original name Krishna's different incarnations? They are for different. Like Garbhodaksha Vishnu has got a different role. Karnadaksha Vishnu has a different role. Like Kshirodaksha Vishnu is the Paramatma. Different names for the different roles. Like he's Madhusudana, he's Rishikesha. But for different different things, he's got different names. So for the creation thing, is it like the colloquial, it's like Shiv Parvati, but is it actually, what I'm trying to understand, the technically, is it actually Maya and Maya Devi and Shambhu? Like, is it the start, origin?
It's material, yes, Mataji.
Yeah, materially, yes.
Materially, yes.
Okay. But it's the same, synonymous to Shiv Parvati, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Shambhu and Maya, they are Shiva and Parvati. Yes, so it comes further here in this shloka. We are here. Maya Aramamanasya Navyoga Hataya Saha. And after saying that one in the further shlokas, like he mentions here, it gives very beautiful thing. You can read Mataji translation.
Translation. Okay. Yeah,
Translation.
the secondary process of association with Maya is described. Rama Devi, the spiritual chit potency, beloved consort of the Supreme Lord, is the regulatrix of all entities. The divine plenary portion of Krishna creates the mundane world. At creation, there appears a divine halo of the nature of his own subjective portion, Swamsa. This halo is divine Shambhu, the masculine symbol or manifested emblem of Supreme Lord. This halo is the dim twilight reflection of the Supreme Eternal Effulgence. This masculine symbol is the subjective portion of the divinity whose function as progenitor of the mundane world, subject of the supreme regulatrix Niyati. The conceiving potency in regard to the mundane creation makes her appearance out of the supreme regulatrix. She is Maya, the limited, non-absolute apara potency, the symbol of mundane feminine productivity. The intercourse of these two brings forth the faculty of perverted cognition, the reflection of the seed of procreative desire of the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu. The translation is like self-explanatory. I mean, it explains in detail. So nice one. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So that is the Lord comes as Shambhu and contact with Maya. This is the masculine and feminine activity takes place for the procreative desire of the Supreme Lord. So this one translation bit, some tricky words have been used, regular tricks, and these are new words, subjective portions, regular tricks, and these words. So here in this shloka here comes here, Nitihi sa Ramadevi tat priya tad bhusham tada. Nitihi. And the regulator, Nitihi sa Ramadevi, he always keeps Ramadevi in his control. Tad bhusham tada. Tad priya tad bhusham. Tad priya is beloved. Ramadevi is beloved. And then Tallingam Bhagavatam, Tallingam Bhagavan Shambhu. Tallingam is that of him, the masculine symbol or manifested emblem. So he is the Lord Shiva is in the for the sake of the creation. Tallingam Bhagavan Shambhu Jyoti Rupaha Sanatanaha. His Jyoti Rupaha Sanatanaha. And Yayonihi Sa Parasiktihi. Yayonihi Sa Aparasiktihi. This is whenever it is separated two words, sa aparasiktihi, ya yonihi. Yonihi is the symbol of mundane feminine productivity. This is Durga Devi. Ya yonihi sa aparasiktihi, kam bijam mahad harehe, kam bijam. And for the sake of procreation, and the activity takes place, bijam, the seed, kama bijam, the desire. Kama is the desire, Bijam is seed, Mahat, the faculty of perverted cognition. Mahad Harehe of the Supreme Lord. Okay, it is the next further advance, and thank you, Mataji. You are very advanced at thinking. So we are seeing the future shlokas. It is already reflecting in your heart and your words. Very beautiful. So can I request all the devotees? Any other thing Mataji wanted to share, please?
I'm not sure, Prabhu, still asking. So in this, when we see in temples, this the lingam, where it's the Shiv lingam and the yoni. So that's a representation of, material representation of what is discussed here, right, Prabhu?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Hare Krishna. Yeah.
This is Tallingam, and here Yayonihi. Tallingam Yayonihi. That is what we say, Shivlingam. But it is for the procreation. That's why they are our foremost father and mother in this material world. That's why Vaishnavas, the pure Vaishnavas, they do not discriminate between Lord Shiva and also Vishnu in another way. And there are some kind of criticisms happening in this material world. You are great or you are great. Either Vaishnavas criticize Shaivites or Shaivites do the other way around. But both will go into the hell who are criticizing. But if we see in the very high level view, just we come back to the lotus feet of Krishna and observe from the eyes of Krishna or from the words of Krishna through the Shastra. Everything goes under the will of the Lord. Either whatever the stream is going on, according to the nature of the living entities. Living entities are suffering mainly. They're conditioned in different levels. And everyone wanted to be with the Lord, and everyone wanted to have happiness and blissful life and all the knowledge. But because of some kind of thing is pulling them, is that desire. But still, some of them are going through one channel, other devotees are going through in another channel. Channels are different according to the nature of living. There is no need of discriminating anyone else. Okay, that one again in the Brahma Samhita describes whoever is criticizing each other's like that. They both will fall down. A pure devotee will never ever discriminate anyone at all.
And Prabhu, yeah, very rightly said. And this we see in all the dhams, if we try to observe closely, where Lord Shiva is always the gatekeeper and the entry point to these dhamas. Like if you see Kedar and then Badri. So Badri is Lord Vishnu and then Kedarnath is Lord for Shiva. Same with South also, na, Rameshwaram and then Srirangam. We have that. In the West, it's like Somnath and then Dwarkadhish. In the East, it's Lingaraj and then Jagannath Puri. And of course, in Vrindavan, we know the Gopeshwar Mahadev and entry to Vrindavan. So all these dhams, if you try to observe, there's always Lord Shiva as the gatekeeper, as the protection. So they always say, if you don't go to his place for take his blessings first, then Krishna is not happy, because as Ramnath Prabhu is always used to say, Vaishnavanam yatha Shambhu. So it's always his blessings are very much needed. Yeah. Great.
Yes, it's a very beautiful point, Mataji. But here, that understanding of Lord Shiva and Krishna and Vishnu, it could be understand in Krishna consciousness only. It is going into different levels. We're going very deep into philosophy, then we understand. We have been going through these readings and philosophical discussions for so long. That's why we could understand. But in the beginning, some people will come and then they will take to Lord Shiva, and then they will just like a normal Hindus going to the Shiva and then do Rudra Abhishekam and many other things. They think that Lord Shiva is independent. Because of those conceptions, to stop such kind of conceptions, Prabhupada did not introduce different other things. Just let it. But those things will come automatically, easy embedded within it. And who become pure devotees, they know what to do. It does not require separate education that to introduce new things, and then if new people come, new facts, they will be bewildered and they will go somewhere else.
Yes, Prabhu, yeah, absolutely right. Prabhupada has done it in such an intellectual way, right? Not just directly given, but through our research, like 3 years back, we could not reflect like that. I'm not we, I mean, I'm talking about myself. I couldn't reflect like that, but learning and understanding and reading, then also connecting how things are made, like in all, it has been there for thousands of years. It's only that we were ignorant. So I mean, when we are at the lotus feet of Krishna, then he gives all this, like in the Guru Vandana, it said Dibbog and Hridaya Prakashita, it comes in the like heart, it reveals. So that's very true.
Very beautiful. Thank you so much, Mataji. Okay, any other questions? Can I request all devotees to take a turn and recite this shloka as well? Number 7. Okay, I read it, and dear devotees, wherever it is possible, kindly unmute and follow line by line. Maya Aramamanasya
Maya
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 aramrama
Aramamaya
manasya
Navyogahataya Saha
Naviyogaya Staya
viyogaya sataya saha
Atmana Ramaya Reme
Atmana Maya
atmana ramaya
Devi
rimi
Atmana Ramaya Reme.
Yaktakalam Sisrukshaya
Taktakalam
yatta
Kalam
kalam
Sisya
sisriklasya
Shiksha.
Once again. Maya Aramamanasya
Maya
Maya Aramamanasya Manasya.
Navyogahataya Saha
Naviyogaya
Navyogasthaya Saha
आत्मना रमया रेमे
आत्मना
आत्मना
रमया
रमया रेमे
रमया रेमि
त्यक्तकालं शुश्रूषया
तत्त्वकालं
तप्तकालं
शिक्षया
शुचिकषया
मायया अरममानस्य
माया
माया रममानस्य
माया अरमं मानयस्
न वियोगः तया सह
न वियोग
न
वियोगतया
वियोगस्तया सह
आत्मना रमया रेमे
आत्मना
आत्मना रमया
रमया
रेमि
त्यक्तकालं शुश्रूषया
तत्त्वकालं
कालं
त्यक्तकालं
शिष्टया
शुष्कृष्य
क्लया
Very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. And Dina Mataji, would you like to lead Mataji?
Did me? Or
Mataji.
yeah. Maya Armanasya Maya Manasya
Maya Aramamanasya.
okay, Maya Armanasya
Yeah, I'll do this follow behind Mataji line by line.
Maya ya Armanasya
मायया अर्माना मनस्य
na vigras taya saha
न वियोगस्तया सह
na vigos taya saya
आत्मना रमायस्तया सह
Atmana Ramayirimi
Atmana
आत्मना रमया रेमि
Takta Kalam Sisuksaya
तप्तकालं शुष्कषया
Very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Mrida Saki Mataji, would you like to go?
Okay, Prabhuji. Mayaya armamanasya
Maya Aramamanasya.
na vigyosha taya shaha
Navyogaha Taya Saha.
atmana ramaya remi atmana ramaya remi tayakta kalam sishrakashaya tyakta kalam sishkrisa.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Samhita Mataji, would you like to go?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Maya Aramanasya
Maya
Maya
Aramamanasya.
Ramanasya
na viyogastaya saha
Navyogaha Taya
Naviyoga
Saha.
Tadya Saha
atmana ramaya reme
Atmana
Atmana
Ramaya
Ramaya
Remi.
Remi
vyakta Sri Sikshaya
Takta
Tyakta
Kalam
Taya.
Sishikshaya.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Gauringi Mataji, would you like to go, Mataji?
Okay, Prabhuji. Maya ya Aramanasya
Maya ya
Maya
Armanasya
Aramamanasya.
Nabiyogastaya Saha
na viyogas taya saha
Atmana Ramaya Remi
Atmana
Atmana Ramaya
Ramayarimi
Remi.
Takta Kalam Sishkrishaya.
Takta
Kalam
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 Sikshaya.
Sutrayam. Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Usha Mataji, would you like to go? Okay, so that's all, Mataji. And anyone wanted to go on your own? Kindly do so, please.
Prabhu, may I try?
Yes, Mataji.
Maya Araman. No, I mean Prabhu, can you see this? I mean this. The meter is like being fast. Can you? Maya Arama Nasya. Can you see?
Maya Aramamanasya.
Manasya. Okay. Maya Arama Manasya. Maya Arama Manasya. Naviyoga Staya Saha. Atmana Ramaya Reme. त्यक्तकालं श्रीशिक्षया. Hare Krishna.
Once more, Mataji. You want to go once more?
Oh, yakiya. Maya arama manasya navyogasthaya saha atmana ramaya reme tyaktakalam sri shikshaya. Maya arama manasya navyogasthaya saha atmana ramaya reme tyaktakalam sya. Hare Krishna.
Very beautiful. Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Anyone wanted to try?
Okay, Hare Krishna, I can.
Yes, Mataji.
Maya yara amar, sorry. Maya ayam amar ayam. Sorry, can you just read? Maya ayam manasya.
Maya arama manasya.
Maya aram manasya na viyogastaya saha atmana ramaya remi takta kalam sisikskaya. Maya arama manasya na viyogastaya saha atmana ramaya remi takta kalam sisikskaya. Hare Krishna.
Very beautiful, Mataji. Anyone wanted to try?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yeah.
Mataji.
Mayaya amanasya nabiyogas taya saha atmana ramaya remi ta kalam sikrisyaya manaya aramanasya naviyogastaya saha atmana ramaya remi takta kalam siskrisaya maya aramanasya naviyogastaya saha atmana ramaya remi takta kalam siskrisaya. Hare Krishna.
Very beautiful, Mataji. Very nice. Anyone wanted to try? Okay, so that is from the Sri Brahma Samhita. So Maya Aramamanasya Naviyogaha Taya Saha Atmana Ramaya Raimi Chektakalam Sisrukshaya. The Lord never will come in contact with Maya Aramamanasya. At the same time, there is no complete disconnection also. Naviyogaha Taya Saha. And then Atmana Ramaya Devi, he enjoys with Ramadevi, with his internal potency, spiritual potency. And by Chektakalam Sisrukshaya, by casting his glance in the shape of sending its time energy, Sisrukshaya, with the desire to create. Okay, that is from Sri Brahma Samhita, Sri Brahma Samhita ki jai. Okay, and we have 4 minutes past 9 o'clock, and dear devotees, if you don't have any questions and no sharings, or no reflect, or anything else, maybe we shall conclude our session first, and continue with further japa.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. But I just want to say that your blessing maybe next Saturday I'll be not here. I'm going to Vrindavan and so yeah, just
Oh, Hari Bol. Wow. So blessed, Mataji, going in Kartik. That's really nice.
so yeah, please give your blessings so I can do most of them.
Oh, Hari Bol. How long for is it? 1 week?
And yeah, 1 month.
1 month. Okay. So is it, are you going Vrindavan all the dhams or and just Vrindavan?
Yeah, most probably more like Jagannath Puri, Mayapur, and yeah, see whatever I can do.
Oh, Hari Bol. Yeah. You have a nice, blissful dham yatra. And Lord, for each devotee, Lord, give something special. So for you, and very few like go to only the pure souls they get to visit the dhams, like directly seeing the, I mean, in the so potent form of the Archa Vigraha Seva. So you always get that mercy. So we're very happy to have your association, Mataji. So though we cannot directly go, but having an association gives that pleasure when you come and share. So yeah, blessings and
I'm
best
not pure
wishes.
devotee, but I don't know, just Krishna, like just going, but I'm not pure devotee too.
In the sense that, Mataji, like not everybody gets in, like they always say, like, in the dhams Lord needs to invite you, otherwise you cannot go. So it's like you get that opportunity. So in that sense, you're more pure than myself. So yeah, but yeah, do pray for us and wish you a very blissful journey and best wishes and our blessings for you as well. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, thank you.
But we'll miss you, Mataji, for 1 month because this Saturday Sangha, especially, I cannot join other days for long, but it's so nice when you're around. So we'll miss you as well in the Sangha. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I also miss everybody, like, every day is Prabhuji's class and everything. It's so nice. But yeah,
Yes, Mataji, we will miss you. So all devotees are like in different life phase of other devotees. So when if one devotee is missing, we always feel that separation.
yeah, because I have practical, like, condition right now. I'm going, so that's why I'm going. I don't have job or anything like that, so this make me to go there, like, otherwise if it's job and everything, cannot go. But yeah.
Yes. Lord arranges something so that he wanted his dear devotees come nearer to him. Here is that one. That is Danam Jamanam Ja Tadendriyani. So there is again Raje Prasiddham Navanita Choram. He will take everything from the devotees. And he did like Prabhupada, and later on he gave so many things. And maybe he the pure devotees, he will make his pure devotees come nearer to him, closer to him.
Probably.
Different maybe it will be reflected later on. Immediately we may think that when we have taken something, I have lost something, but something that we think that, but actually, if you see later reflections, Prabhupada in the later reflections, he was mentioning, and my mother was so merciful to me. Krishna was so merciful to me, like that. It's a beautiful reflection, but irrespective of those things, we take the time and spend time with the Krishna and the devotees there in the Vrindavan, transcendental atmosphere. All the best, Mataji.
Thank you for your kind words and everything. Yeah, blessing and everything. Thanks. That really means lots of, like, so much for me. Thank you.
Thank you. And let's all say 3 loud Hari Bols to Amoga Prabhu for all this knowledge and all the sharing. And the energy we get from this association, it goes, especially if I'm talking about myself, because I can't be there for other sessions. So it keeps me going. So thank you for all the knowledge and the sharing, Prabhu. So Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Thank you. Hari Bol.
All the dear devotees, it's all your mercy, and you're all serious. I'm just learning from all of you, just little bit. I'm the only one learning, just little bit. All our advanced devotees, they're engaged in the service. Thank you so much.
I just have a small question. Like, I know it's, I don't know whether it's time or not.
Yes, Mataji.
Like, this when Brahma has created Manu and Satrupa, and then this human and everything is like, so then how this, like, Shiv and Parvati's role is also like creation.
That one you are asking advanced question, Mataji. So
Sorry.
Santika Mataji is advanced already. You are asking furthermore. So here it comes from here. So the offspring of concept of great Mahadeva of this mundane world, or nature of the embodiment, mundane masculine and feminine generative organs. After saying this one, later on from the Mahavishnu, he creates further Brahma, Asujat. So this one comes later on. He creates Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara. And then those are the three prototypes. And then those three prototypes of the person deities, they will be injected into each and every universe. And then it is, see here, Vamangat Asrijit Vishtum, Dakshinangat Prajapatim, and then Jyotirlingaha Mayum Shambhum, Kotyadeshad Avasujat. The same Mahavishnu created Vishnu from his left limb, Brahma, the first progenitor of beings, from his right limb, and from the space between his two eyebrows, Shambhu, the divine masculine manifested halo. He was also created. Three deities manifested from the Karnadaka Sai Vishnu. They are outside of all other universes. Okay, there are so many things, but it is not mentioned here in this one due to the space, and otherwise it will be more congested. So, but it would come later on. And then that Brahma, he will give potency to all other Brahmas who are in the within this universe, material universes. And then from this forehead of this Brahma, the Shiva or who was created by Mahavishnu here, he will appear, he will expand himself, appear here from the forehead of Brahma. That is Shiva here. He will be inside this material universe. Okay, those details would be coming in further.
Rudra, that is Rudra.
Yes, that is Rudra.
But then he was destroying so much everything. And then,
Yes.
like Saint Manu and Satrupa afterwards, Brahma is created because he didn't think that Rudra, Shivji, will be created properly or something like that. And
Yeah, first he creates four Kumaras. Second time, he did not create Rudra when he was angry towards the four children. Rudra
okay,
came
it's
on his
itself,
own
okay.
from the forehead of Brahma.
Okay, okay. Yeah. And then he has then like Tapa and afterwards Brahma, and then is Manu Satrupa, and then all this progeny happen.
He asked four Kumaras to increase the progeny, but they did not accept. But at the time he was angry, Rudra came out of from his eyebrows from the anger of Brahma. And then later on, he was crying and very loudly. And then Brahma has called him Rudra. And then he gave 11 Rudra names. And then he also gave the Rudranis. And then asked him to go and expand the progeny. And then when he was expanding, what happened? All the kind of peaceful living entities, they are that progeny is expanding more, and they're disturbing the universal creation. And Brahma says, enough is now. So you just go on to meditate. And then Rudra Nam Sankara Shashmi. So that Rudra, Krishna says, I am the Shankar out of all the Rudras. Okay, so and then he went on to the meditation according to his Brahma's instruction. And then later in Brahma, he creates so many other um, these Prajapatis and Manus also he created. And then in the creation, we have been, it will come later on in the later chapters of that canto. He creates so many other living entities like Gandharvas, Kinnaras, and everyone, demigods and demons, Daityas, Rakshasas, and Pishachas, snakes. And then later on, once he felt that he has done, his mind is now normal in a proper state, then he creates the human beings. After that, that is Swayambhu Manu and Shatarupa. Later on, he creates all the, by engaging himself in the austerities and penances, he created these sages as well, all these great sages, but in a different way. But he is creating everything, and he has given the different limbs of his body for all these sages, Atri Maharshi, and then Kratu, and then Pulastya, Pulaha, like that. All these great sages, their embodiment of austerity and penances. Brahma has given his body. But here, through the Swayambhu Manu and Satarupa, further expands the human society. At the time, all other living beings, like Vidyadharas, Kinnaras, Gandharvas, Apsaras, many one, they appreciate Brahma, that you created human beings. They are going to lead the human society. They will be big brothers to all other living entities. They perform sacrifice, offer oblations, perform yajnas, Panchamaha yajnas. And whatever the oblations they offer, and all other living entities like demigods, they take it and they are satisfied. And then they appreciate Brahma for creating the humankind. Okay, so that is where progeny expands further.
Then how is Shiva and Parvati is called mother and father?
So those Parvati, so as part of that creation, Swayambhumanu, three children, three daughters, Prasuti, Devhuti, Aputi. Out of Prasuti, she begots 16 daughters.
Yeah.
Out of the Sati Devi is one.
Yeah. That Daksha Prajapati's.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So that one, it goes further.
Yeah, let's go further up like that.
Discussing about them is, it will never ever end.
Yeah.
It is so interesting and nourishing.
Yeah. Thank you, Ruchi.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, thank you so much. So we shall conclude and continue with further job.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, you before you open the chart, there is I saw one dham. I forgot that name. There is who live there, Prabhuji? Demikar or that is Prabhuji.
This one, Mataji.
Before you open this, chart, there is I saw one dham. I forgot that name. Before I saw there. Can you scroll again, Prabhuji?
Prabhu, maybe you can show the entire picture, like, the small picture where then
There is there is one dham. There was before Mahamala Dham or something.
Oh, this is Mahakala Dhama. This is.
Mahatal Dham. Yes, Prabhuji. Who live there, Prabhuji?
It is Sadasiva Loka. This is Sadasiva. Sadasiva.
That one is Sadasiva Loka.
Yes. Okay. And here Mahakala Dhama, it is half part is in the spiritual, half part in the material. Mahakala Dhama, or material in the sense, it downwards. It is in the both spiritual, and that's why he has kept Mahakala Dhama, from where Shambhu expands himself. But Sadasiva is same as the completely spiritual body. They're all in the Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha names. When we see here in this one, there are different names have been given to the different. There, out of those things, Ishana also is one of it. We have got the northeast direction. Northeast, that is Ishana. So that is where deity is existing here. Some of the deity, one of the Vishnu's form is the Ishana. That is completely spiritual. Sadasiva. And here from him, this Shambhu expands. And of course, there are so many things, so many Brahma, so many Shambhus would come, and the Garbhodaka Vishnu, so as many universes. But here from Mahavishnu, he creates Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Okay, and that Shiva would come from Sadasiva, and then Brahma comes from his right hand, and Vishnu comes from his left hand, and then Shiva, like once he creates, and then they will become the prototypes, and then they will inject their potency into Vishnu Maheshwara of this material world. This universe contains Chaturmukha Brahma. Another universe may contain maybe 10 headed, 10 head, 10 headed, 10 headed Brahma, maybe 1,000-headed Brahma, Sahasramukha Brahma, Dashamukha Brahma, or Shatamukha Brahma, like that. And they will get the potency from the Brahma was created from the Mahavishnu. That one here we see here. Same Mahavishnu created from his left limb of Brahma, and the first progenitor of beings from right limb, and from space between his two eyebrows, Shambhu, the divine masculine manifested halo. That Shambhu, even though they're created by Mahavishnu here, they are coming from the spiritual world only. And Brahma, to become a Brahma, and all these living entities before all these universes, all the living entities, they stay within the body of Mahavishnu. Out of those living entities, who has got most pious activities, who lived all pious activities, that become qualified, qualified to become Brahma. And then he will come out by the mercy of Mahavishnu. He creates that Brahma, and further Vishnu, and then Shiva. In a way, if we just keep discussing this one, it will go deep into different angles, different Puranas, and different scriptures as well, and Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and all the Puranas in different ways. Mostly Shiva Purana, when we come to, so it would describe all about the material universe generally, because this is what it is called the Devi Dama. And there is again Devi Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is there. That describes most about the material world. But here Brahma Samhita, it gives the entire coverage, the spiritual world and the Vaikuntha planets and the entire Goloka Vrindavana. It gives wider up to Krishna. Each Purana describes each planet, some part. Again, depends on the consciousness. 6 Puranas for the people of mode of ignorance. Six Puranas for the people in the mode of passion. 6 Puranas for the people in the mode of goodness. Likewise. But all Puranas they are transcendental. They will elevate the consciousness of the living entity little bit up and upwards, like that. Once upon a time, we used to pray to Lord Shiva as a family god. But later on, gradually, what happens when we are faithful to the Lord? Lord Shiva will divert us to Vishnu further to elevate. Okay, Vaishnavanam Yatashambho. Likewise, it is.
Yeah, Prabhu, that has happened to so many devotees. Even Amoglila Prabhu, he was mentioning, and then some other devotees of Vrindavan, they were also saying like they were great worshippers of Lord Shiva, and then Lord Shiva then redirects to one whom he worships. So that's like that happens to so many devotees. We've heard that, and other people like who only read the ship, like Prabhupada's approach, like top down approach is so good. Like you first understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and then you will understand everybody's constitutional position. But if you try to like go from the lower Puranas, then you'll think there are many in the consciousness who think Shiva is Bhagwan. But that is also true in one of the Manvantaras, because in Shiv Puran, I think in Lord Vishnu, Krishna is so merciful that he said in one of the Manvantaras, you can be. I read, I think Moglila Prabhu was saying during Mahashivratri in one of the lectures in Hindi, that Lord Shiva was allowed to become the God, Supreme Personality of Godhead in that Manvantara. And then that's why when people only read Shiv Puran, they think that this fight between like the new fights or the Mayavadis, like Shiva or Krishna, Vishnu, who is supreme. So they don't understand that Lord himself allowed that. In this Manvantara, Vishnu will listen to what Shiva says, and he allows him to how he is like for the devotees, Bhakt Vatsal. So like he allowed his devotee to be the god. So that's why. But that's but only if you read Shiv Puran, then that concept will not go, and then they keep on fighting and having all these nonsensical discussions, which is not right. It's very difficult to make them understand. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. It is a good reflection. And also in this Chatur Yuga, generally the yugas are sequence also. It is the Kruta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, and Kali Yuga. That is the sequence, normal sequence for all the 1,000 yugas. Okay? But in this yuga, for the Krishna's appearance, the Dwapar Yuga came third, Treta Yuga come first. That is because of that one particular thing. When we are describing our 4 yugas, we start saying that Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga. Many people they say the same thing. We also say in repeated because this is what we are representing at this moment. But actually, the sequence is Satya Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, and Kali Yuga. Dwa is second, Tra is third, and Kali is the fourth. Satya is the first one. Satya Yuga or Kruta Yuga. That is the actual sequence. Dwapara is Samanuprapte Tretayam. So this one, when they are overlapped, this one, at that time, Vyasadeva has also appeared. That comes from Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, just to bring a note. Thank you, Mataji, for that.
Yes, Prabhu, that's right. Yeah. That's the right sequence, but in a different manvantara, it became like this. Yeah.
There he mentioned that one. Okay, any other? Okay, so here it is. Dwapara is
We have to take leave, Prabhu. To take
but
friendship.
yeah, it's very late for all of us.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Because,
Maybe next time. Yeah, it's these are never-ending discussions till the end. Last breath, we can keep discussing. Like we see Prabhupada's video today. Like even in his last breath, he's saying all he's talking is spirituality. So I mean, can continue. But for material purposes, we need to stop at one point. So sorry, Prabhu, I have to leave now.
yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंत कोटि वैष्णव जय शिल प्रभुपाद की जय
Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada disappearance day ki jai, like
Jai.
such a blissful day. Yeah. We
Nice
can pray to
discussion.
Prabhupada to bless us, to empower us to spread his mission. We can be servants like some soldiers in his mission. So we can pray to Prabhupada today on his auspicious day. Disappearance day. Hare Krishna.
Nice discussion, like spiritual discussion long today. Nice
Yes,
discussion.
yeah. I mean, Prabhupada only manifested this like lovely, nice, very nice discussion on Prabhupada's disappearance day. Yeah.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद